From LALATE News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning, Monday morning here on Early Mornings LA with incredible great news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over those monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks, mostly application-based, are coming to you and the American people. And if you're a purple hawk and you've pounced on the third stimulus, you're going to know how to do this under fourth stimulus. I have the breaking news. Then in the final 15 minutes of the video, stay to the very end, we have a lot of breaking news about why the vote and the process will be easier, breezier, and faster than initially anticipated. Then we turn to fifth stimulus, which heats up within days as we raise your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. And then we cut to the big money across the board that viewers are continuing to get, as Mark got $50,000 for this channel for rent and utilities. And if you thought that was the sky was the limit, it's not. You'll be introduced in this video to one viewer who got over $100,000. It's a big morning and the excitement's brewing and the coffee is brewing. The toast is toast and the butter is buttering. Let's get to the deliciousness. It's Early Mornings LALATE. Hope you had a great weekend as well. It cooled down on Sunday finally here, and so Monday is expected to be beautiful along the coast here in Santa Monica. Thank you for joining me on this big week where there's a lot of breaking news happening all week long. So stay with me. If you missed the news over the weekend, I'll give you a recap in this video as well. In this fourth stimulus check update 2021, so much happening. But first, how's the weather where you are? Jump in the live chat and tell me where you're tuning in from this early mornings, Monday morning. We cut to the fourth stimulus recon and why the Democrats are likely to give you more money and more months of checks in the fourth stimulus check update of 2021 today. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people. I'll show you how this is application-based mostly, and how, as you've pounced under third stimulus, you are ready to pounce under fourth stimulus. Then we cut to the breaking news across the board as people really get excited about the voting, and the voting's happening quicker, easier, and breezier than initially anticipated. Then we turn to fifth stimulus as it raises up your benefits if you're on SSI and SSDI. And then we turn to the big money across the board as we thought that $40,000 was the sky was the limit, as Mark got $50,000. And then suddenly I'll introduce you to, in this video, Lorraine, who got over $105,000 for rent and utilities and food from this channel. And this is LALATE, America's only 24-hour a day, 7 days a week financial news channel in America. Live in the morning and now taped in the afternoons. Coming up next is Overnight's Crypto. Stay on this video. It'll automatically take you there. You don't have to lift a finger, sort of like Chuck Schumer. And then Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Live on air. Mornings Crypto at 9:45 live. And then noontime live at 11 a.m. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Let's cut to the breaking details of those stimulus checks starting right now. Senate versus House, House versus Senate, both monthly stimulus checks, but let's compare and contrast the differences across the board. House bill, pandemic plus 1 year. Senate, July to December. Let's go over the payouts then. House is $1,000 after the first month across the board. And then the Senate, a monthly amount unknown, but word on the street is the Senate would pay you this. Deliciousness, $2,000 over 6 months, $12,000, or $1,400 over 6 months, $8,400. Well, it's Monday, and guess what Monday means? It means that New York is now requiring vaccination cards to enter into businesses in New York City. First city in the country to do that. San Francisco is next. LA is anticipated to follow thereafter. That means that the House bill would pay you pandemic plus 1 year, which would be more than 1 year of checks, which would be more than 12 checks, and that would amount to more than $13,000. Compare that to this and the Senate. I think you have an opinion. Jump in the live chat right now and vote House or Senate. House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from this beautiful early morning of Monday. Who gets this fourth stimulus check? Democrats represent, you do. If you got a third, you get a fourth stimulus check. Single individual, 75,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Married couple, 150,000 or less. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. Double it. Family of four. Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check, quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security and Railroad benefits, Democrats represent, you get a fourth stimulus check. The fourth stimulus check is not income. It's not taxable. The fourth stimulus check would be the same amount for adult dependents and everyone else. And the fourth stimulus check is not a waivable check. So yeah, if you were at the beach on the weekend and you saw the check laying in the sun, not moving its arms, don't wave at the check. It's just sunburned. That's why it's turning from green to red. So long as it's cashable, who cares? In the second half of this video, we'll be turning to the fourth stimulus recon. Done deal. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to you and the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. It's a spending plan with money being spent on you, and I'll show you how if you've pounced under third stimulus as a purple hawk and gotten sums of money, you're going to know how to get these sums of money under fourth stimulus, because most of it is application-based. Then we turn to the exciting details of the breaking news. Stay into the final 15 minutes of this video as we look to the voting and the passage of recon. Why it's going to be easier and quicker than initially thought. Then we turn to fifth stimulus, which is just days away. This is a raise of your benefits if you're on SSI and SSDI. And then finally, let's get some money. Get a pen and paper ready. We're going to get some money for utilities, some rent, some food, and some internet from third stimulus right now. So get that pen and paper ready. Starting with the rent, I initially said 4 to 6 months of rent you can get. Well, viewers did over and above that. How much are viewers now getting for rent from third stimulus? It's incredible. Here, you're ready. Oh my goodness. $27,000 they're getting. As Elizabeth, a Purple Hawk, a member, a subscriber, getting $27,000 for rent. Mark, $25,000 for rent. Mark told his neighbor, hey, watch that kid, LALATE. He's the real deal. He's getting people big sums of money. The neighbor went from no money for rent to $20,000 in just a few days. Nancy getting $24,000 for rent. Richard, $22,000. And Nisi, $20,000. If you have a success story, send it to me on social media, Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at LALATE. And guess what? Here's the details coming in. Gonzalez tells me on Facebook he got $8,000 here in California. Congratulations, Gonzalez. Pamela got $12,000 for rent, she tells me. Carla got $1,700 for utilities and also money for SNAP. Tiffany got $13,000 for rent, also money for SNAP, and also money for utilities. Randy got $6,000 for rent and also utilities. Jennifer got $5,000 for rent and other items. And Cecilia tells me she got $1,200 for heap. That's a heap. So let's turn to utilities. Did people get a heap of utilities? They did. Ready? Bam. Oh my goodness. There's Nancy again and there's Mark again. Nancy got $7,000 for rent and Mark got $6,500 for rent. That's a heap of, utilities. That's a heap of utilities. And there's Angela, $5,000. Well, how about SNAP? SNAP is money for food. It comes from the Department of Agriculture. Is Nancy going to go for that triple crown? Is she going to get this also? Are you ready? How much people are getting for SNAP? Are they getting what? $2,000? $1,000? No, they're getting $18,000. Louie, wonderful, great news. John, 10 to 12,000. And there's Nancy. She got the triple crown: rent, utilities, and SNAP. $5,000 for SNAP. Well, who are these people who got 3 items from this channel, and how much do they get? Are you ready for this surprising, massive payout? Here are people who got 3 items from this channel. Here you go. Drum roll. Bam. Wow, Nancy. $32,000 she got from 3 items of this channel: rent, utilities, and SNAP. Nisi got $23,000 for rent, utilities, and SNAP. And Mark got $32,000 for 2 items. Wait a second, Mark. Mark, how did you get on this graphic? This is for 3 items. Mark, this is the 3-item graphic. How did you get on the graphic for 2 items? You know how Mark got on the graphic for 2 items because it was so much money. It was $32,000. And for 7 days on camera, I said to Mark, you didn't get SNAP. You got rent and utilities, but you didn't get SNAP. It's a SNAP. That's why they call it SNAP. It's easy to get. Go get some SNAP. And guess what? Mark heard my messages on camera, and within just a few days, he got SNAP. He got SNAP. I said, get $8,000 of SNAP because you'll get $40,000 as your grand total. I love it. Lots of zeros. I love lots of zeros in a check. So how much money did SNAP do you think Mark got? $5,000? $4,000? Well, he got more than $8,000. He got a lot more than $8,000. So how much did Mark get for SNAP? He got $19,000. $50,000 for SNAP. An incredible payout, bringing his grand total to $50,500 for Mark. Congratulations, my friend. I'm so proud of you. I'm proud of all the viewers who got $1 up to $50,000. And we're just getting started because this is LALATE. We've been doing this since day one, applications and getting them approved. In spring of last year, this channel launched because people had applied for the EIDL grant and the EIDL loan and were not getting approved. And if you're an original OG viewer, jump on the live chat if you recognize this. They had applied on 3/30, 3/31, and 4/8. They were the 3/30, 3/31, and 4/8 Vortex viewers stuck. So they needed information about how to get the application approved. And I did it on air, answering their questions personally on air. And off air, doing their applications and figuring out what was wrong with them in the middle of the night in social media, on private messaging. Getting upwards of 10 applications approved per day at $150,000 a pop. $25 million of EIDL applications I got approved, saving people's businesses, homes, and employees' homes. In fall of 2020, people were waiting for a second stimulus check to come. It was not coming, the $600 one. So I got people information about how to apply with the applications for rent. They got $250,000. Like Tyrone and his family out of Boston. At the time, it was hard to get money in Boston, and Tyrone understood and learned from this channel about how to apply to get this big money and got $15,000 for rent, paid all his rent to the new year. And now you're doing the same thing. As Purple Hawks, you're getting bigger sums of money, learning how to apply for this big money, picking up the phone, going on the internet, applying. And while we thought we had seen the highest high with Mark at $50,500, we were wrong. Let me introduce you to Lorraine, a Purple Hawk member as well. She got more than even $50,500. How much did she get for rent several years into the future, food, and additional sums of money? $105,000 and $640. And this is what we do on this channel. Get a pen and paper ready because it's your day to be the next Lorraine. I want to get you some money for rent, utilities, food, internet, mortgage assistance, and homeowners assistance. This is the big application-based money, a third stimulus, and will be the same under fourth stimulus. So let's get that money. First, here's some introductory remarks. Number one. You're going to reach out to multiple places. I'm going to show you 6. Keep on applying. If one says no, reach out to the next. Sandy yesterday, 2 days ago, said, I applied to one I got no. I said, Sandy, you know there's 6. You got to apply to the next 5. Okay, Alex. Tina, same thing. So if you apply to one, reach out to the next 5. And next, they also have different eligibility. So don't assume a rejection of one will be a rejection of the next 5 as well. They also have their own pot of money. Number 3, there is every state of the entire country is paying out money. There's no state that's not paying out money. We had a hysterical example on Early Mornings LA 2 days ago, where one viewer said, I'm from Mississippi, there's no money in Mississippi, and 3 viewers were in the live chat from Mississippi. I guess it was a big Mississippi video. And they said, I got money for rent, let me show you where it is. There's money in every single state. Finally, do not add your own eligibility criterion. There's no money for seniors, wrong. There's no money for single people, not wrong. There's no money for people not behind on their rent, that have big prices of rent prices. For people who don't have kids, wrong, wrong, wrong. Don't add those eligibility criterion that you heard, like the guy says, I wear a red shirt, I'm in front of a surfboard, I don't qualify. Nope. Gotta apply. So let's get that big pot of money. Let's do it. And listen to the keywords, because viewers tell me the keywords get you approved. You can reach out to 6 places. You're ready with that pen and paper? Your city hall, your city housing authority. Your county hall, your county housing authority. Your state hall, your state housing authority. You're going to get it. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, or mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. And there you go. Go apply. You're going to get it. Don't say words they don't know, like stimulus, or Mitch's wonderful time on Jeopardy. He answered that question with the no answer. No. Can I have? No, you cannot. That was Mitch. And congratulations, you got money for rent or utilities. Post in the live chat right now. Let's turn now to SNAP. SNAP is money for food. How do you get it? Department of Agriculture. Ling got it for herself, her son, and her mom. Louis got it. 18,000. John got it 10 to 12,000. Mark got it 19,000, and Gail got it as well. What is SNAP? SNAP is money for food. You get it from Department of Agriculture. It's easy to get. It's easier than a stimulus check. It's like a SNAP. And how much does it pay? A family of 4 out of Hawaii gets upwards of $16,000 a year. Why so much money? Because of 2 wonderful executive orders, one from Biden, one from Trump, that raises your benefits up 15% between now and December. So go get it. And we're killing it. You're killing it. We're only 15 minutes in this video, and we've gotten $27,000 for rent, $9,000 for utilities, $19,000 for SNAP, and we're just getting started. The next pot of the money is the money coming back from states due to overpayment of unemployment benefits and a computer error at your state. The federal government has ordered it returned back to you. It's landing by direct deposit. You want to track it, contact your state and say, hi, state. I'd like to track the unemployment benefits due to computer error, and can you turn on your computer this time when you track it? Oh, really? I didn't think about that. Sir, why do you sound like Sirloin? And then one viewer said, oh no, Sirloin's working in the unemployment office? Oh no, what happened? One viewer actually said that. It was very funny. And then now we finally turn to the refund check coming back from your federal government. Margaret got it, Kyle got it, Michael got it. Where's the landing direct deposit? Otherwise in the mail. And guess what? It's a waivable check. Don't tell Mitch, he's going to be very upset. Average waive is about $1,200 to $1,400. Mark's check was $1,400. More about that in a second. If you're in the live chat, post your success stories about rent, utilities, food, or internet, because when you do, you really help other people. I launched this channel to help people. I help people on day one, getting their EIDL loans approved, getting their PUA applications approved. Everything was application-based. And I love what you're doing right now because now you've helped refocus people to realize that the big sums of money under all these stimulus packages are application-based, not $600 stimulus checks. $20,000, $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. People never thought that the federal government pays for their rent or pays for their utilities or pays for their heating oil. And when you post your success story, then they realize, wait a second, I need to pick up the phone. It inspires them. It also gives them the encouragement to really say, hey, wait a second. I need to put down the donut. I need to stop thinking about everything is automatically landing in my bank account. I need to pick up the phone and call. I see Elizabeth and Mark and Nancy called. I see that Mark's neighbor went from $0 to $20,000 for rent because he picked up the phone. I see that Mark picked up the phone and got SNAP within just a few days of LALATE saying on air, go get SNAP. Then there's people who never knew these items. There are people who never knew what SNAP was till they found this channel. Like Larry Maui got $500 for food for a single individual in Hawaii. And remember, once you get SNAP, you're not coming off of SNAP if you want to stay on it. And then we got the inspiration from viewers like Art Sullivan, who's wonderful, and Nisi, who are wonderful people, that got 3 items, and they inspired people to get other multiple items. Nancy got 3 items because of them. Mark had 2 and inspired us to get 3. And then we have Lorraine that inspires us to realize, wait, we can get bigger sums of money. We can't just sit back and think that everything pays out $100 and $200 here and there. There's big payouts across the board. It inspires people to pick up the phone, make the effort, and get the big sums of money. Let's go back to those unemployment benefits. So how much are they? Well, the average check is $1,200 to $1,400. Where they land, you direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to iris.gov and do a transcript search, and 70% of the time it works. It'll reveal the refund check you filed, and it'll reveal the tax return you filed and the taxes you paid. And 70% of the time, it'll reveal the refund check you're getting as well. It also reveals stuff you wish you never saw. Like when Mitch was on Star Search, did he do the wonderful harp song dance that he did at the wonderful Lobster Fest last weekend? with the Grecian outfit and the thing in the hair. It's a horrible visual, I know. And can we top that? Yes, as we go into the second part of your Fourth Stimulus Check Update 2021, starting right now. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. Now, this is why this is historic for you. The first stimulus package was this big. The second stimulus package this big. The third, this big. The fourth is this big. The prior stimulus packages, 90% of the money was for U.S. corporations. This one is nearly nothing for U.S. corporations. It's all for you. It's $3.5 trillion of checks spent on you. And if you got money under third stimulus by watching this channel and pouncing as a purple hawk and applying and getting these monies, whether it's rent or SNAP, you have the skill set now to pounce under fourth stimulus because most of the money in fourth stimulus will be application-based. There's room for a stimulus check in there because there's so much money at $3.5 trillion. But most of the other money is application-based, and I want you to get that big pot of money. How do we get to this wonderful spot? We got to this wonderful spot by taking the roads and bridges out of the recon, which were initially in there. When we took the roads and bridges out of the recon and put them into something called the bipartisan, the recon became passable. And that's what conservative publication report confirmed some reporting days ago. The higher the price tag was on the recon before, the harder it was to pass. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon and put it into the bipartisan, the roads and bridges, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan deal made the recon passable, and they both made each other passable. Here's something you're never going to hear on anywhere else except on this channel. The House Democrats, along with the Senate Democrats, were part of that $3.5 trillion price tag agreement. It wasn't a number just come up with the president and the senators. No, the House members were part of the discussion. So when the recon lands in the House, it's going to pass with flying colors right away on the procedural side because it's a price tag they already agreed upon, $3.5 trillion. That's when Representative Richie Torres had said originally as a progressive Democrat in New York, we have to have a larger recon. You got it. Pass $3.5 trillion. And earlier, Ilhan Omar said we have to have a recon that goes as big as bold as we want it. You got it. Pass $3.5 trillion. How do they do this? Well, the president told the Democratic progressives to protect the recon because everything in there is checks from the American people, lots of spending, and to protect the recon. And Jalopal confirms, and also Brian Schatz confirms that the White House told them that the progressive priorities in the recon are its priorities. So what is a recon? What is a bipartisan? What is a recon procedural? What is a recon substantive? You need to know this. Why? Because the president said, I have this desk in the Oval Office. You have to put both bodies of legislation on my desk for me to sign on the law into law at the same time. Recon and roads and bridges at the same time. Don't send me one, I won't sign it. So don't just send me recon and don't just send me roads and bridges. I need two of them. So you need to know which one is which, and you also need to know how they work. Let's go over recon and roads and bridges. Recon is your money, roads and bridges is not. But it's important to know what the other thing is because they have to both land on his desk. Recon is your money, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. Price tag $3.5 trillion. It's also called the progressive spending plan or the Democratic spending plan. The Republicans will call it something like the progressive welfare assistance plan. They'll use more sort of angular words because everything in there is spending. It's just spending on people. Checks and checks and more checks spending on people. Bipartisan, not your money. This is money for the roads and bridges, also called infrastructure, also called roads and bridges. Price tag $1.5 trillion. We have three bills we have to do. We have to do the bipartisan, and then we have to do the recon procedural, which passed the Senate last week, and the recon substantive. So what's the difference between recon procedural and recon substantive? You're only going to hear this on this channel. No one will go into this level of reporting anywhere else. But it's easy for you to follow because it's very simple. Recon procedural, step one. This is what passed last Wednesday in the Senate. There's only two questions in the recon procedural. The first question is, do you agree to do a recon at a later date at a price tag of $3.5 trillion? I agree. Okay. And then the second question is, do you agree that of that $3.5 trillion, we'll give $10 to this congressional committee and $20 to that congressional committee, et cetera, et cetera? I agree. Done. That's all it's doing. It's just agreeing upon a price tag of $3.5 trillion and then agreeing as to the amount to be given to different committees. You do recon procedural and pass that first. Then you go do recon substantive. At recon substantive, then you go to the question of, okay, a committee has been given $10. The question then recon substantive answers is, how does that committee spend the $10? Who does the committee spend the money on? When, how, and where does it get done? Very, very easy now to follow when it's explained simple for you. So recon substantive is the body of bill that people want to see. And the recon substantive bill is written by the House subcommittees under the Constitution. Each subcommittee is delegated different subject matters. And for example, House Ways and Means is responsible for writing stimulus checks and unemployment benefits. Those subcommittees write whatever they're writing. Let's say it's 10 subcommittees with 10 pages. They combine it, send it up to Chuck, 100 pages. He puts an S on it. For Schumer, no. For Senate, yes. But it may actually get an H. Why an H? For her, yes. For House, it may actually start on the House side, not the Senate side. I'll explain that in the final 15 minutes of this video. Very fascinating detail about this. How do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalopal, who wrote Schumer a letter saying, Chuck called the vote on the recon. Well, he did last week, and the recon procedural passed. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100-plus House Democrats, who recently wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be putting monthly forced stimulus checks in the forced stimulus package. Wow, Purple Power, you got to push and ensure they put that in there. Can we top that? Yes. As 7 members of the House Ways and Means Subcommittee, Oh, the one we just went over? Yes. Recently wrote the president a letter saying we're going to be putting monthly fourth stimulus checks in the fourth stimulus package. Wow. You got to push purple power to ensure these people keep their promise. And can we top that? Yes. Biden did it. 7 weeks ago, he went overseas to have a ceremonial signature. The real signature is just a few days ago. It's for something that no longer needs to go into the recon, making it easier to pass the recon. What is this thing that's not going to be in there? It's called the global minimum corporate tax rate. It's a confusing, exhausting thing, and now it's not going to need to be in the recon, which is great news. Easier to write the recon, easier to vote on the recon, easier to pass the recon because this confusing thing is not in there. And can we top that? Yes. In the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll be going over why the path to get that tow truck and the tow hitch over the finish line is faster and easier than initially thought just a few days ago. It's breaking on this early morning's LALATE broadcast. Then we'll go over why this recon is exciting great news for people who pounce as a Purple Hawk under third stimulus this week, last week, and over the last few months, because guess what? Fourth stimulus is going to be predominantly application-based, and if you've got that skill set to pounce, you're going to know how to do it under fourth stimulus. Then I also have a personal message, and we'll also cut to fifth stimulus, which is going to turn around the corner in just a few days. But first, if you need help with rent, utilities, food, and internet, first, always try to get the money yourself, because I want you to succeed and do it one time, at least for one of the items, so you get that skill set. You knew how to pick up the phone and what to say and how to do it, so at least you got one. But if you've had problems getting it, don't worry, reach out to the volunteers. Where are they? Open the description of this video. Go down the description till you find the community page. It's news.lalate.com/community. On the community page, the volunteers will help you get that money for rent, utilities, food, and internet. And here's a little bit about them. I'll be back in 60 seconds with you with Early Mornings LA continues this Monday morning. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.lalate.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE Daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. The excitement continues on Early Mornings LALATE. Right now, the toast is toasting, the butter is buttering, and the coffee is brewing. Or maybe it's espresso. Cappuccino. You got sirloin. Was that sirloin answering the phone at the unemployment office? I hope not. How are you? Hope you're having a beautiful Monday morning. A lot of breaking news across the board. First, we'll be going over why the path to get the tow truck and the tow hitch over the finish line is going to be easier and faster than initially thought. Then we'll cut to the recon itself and why, if you've got money under third stimulus recon, you're going to know better than anyone else how to get it under fourth stimulus recon. Then we cut to fifth stimulus as well. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button. 400,000 in 1 year. Next stop, 1 million. Thank you for all the incredible subscriber growth. And all the new members joining daily. Somewhere between 50 to 150 new members a day now joining. Big Purple Hawk contingency. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Stay on this video. It'll automatically take you to Overnight's Crypto as soon as this video is over, and then I'll see you on Mornings LALATE. Meantime, the President of the United States, during the campaign for the highest office in the land, said he was going to raise your benefits up. If you're on SSI and SSDI, VA, and other benefits as well, that we're just days away from this starting. This is what the Democrat caucus say they're going to put into fifth stimulus, which they represent will start in September, and they represent will be done by November-ish for a vote. Then apply a benchmark in December for next year's benefits. So let's go over how this works. Step one, they'll apply a new benchmark. Then they'll remove the asset limit, add an inflationary benchmark, remove the income exclusion, and remove the marriage penalty. Let's go over all the details starting right now. Step one, they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. So who's that for? You, if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, railroad benefits, veterans benefits, SSA, or multiple beneficiaries. Your benefits will go up one time. Then they'll apply a new benchmark. Now, I know you've seen those reports out there about your benefits going up next year 6%. That's COLA. That's the benchmark they're trying to get rid of. Thank goodness. COLA is absolutely atrocious. To think you're going up 6% in the worst time of inflation in nearly 3 generations, and COLA didn't go up last year a penny. Yeah, COLA is awful. So you're trying to get rid of COLA and replace it with inflation and apply that benchmark in December, when inflation is going to be transitory. What does transitory mean? It means a temporary spike in December before it goes back down. How much? I've been reporting about 5%. Whoa. So if it's 5%, that means your benefits will step up another 5%, not just next year, a lifetime. So first they'll raise your benefits up, then your benefits will go up an additional amount based upon inflation. If it's 5%, that's 5%, not just next year, a lifetime. Then they're going to move the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 on hand. It's going to go away, and you'll be able to have some Crayola crowns and Cardinals STL red. Sorry, Canute. Then they're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1960s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. And the marriage penalty is going to go away, and you'll be able to do a pair dance at your own wedding. Viewers like Rob and Sandy will be able to get married and no longer fear loss of benefits. And if you had your benefits canceled, they'll be restored. Meantime, will there be a fifth stimulus check? There will be. Those House Ways and Means members represent. That would be in the fifth stimulus package. Finally, if you're in the live chat and you notice people who have a purple hawk emoji next to their name and you don't have one, why haven't you become a member? The link to become a member is underneath the video where it says join here. And by becoming a member, you're delivered daily from me via the YouTube community page, authored by me, a breakdown of the big money available for you to pounce as a purple hawk under second stimulus, third stimulus, and propose under fourth and fifth stimulus. Here's how purple hawks have done it. In December of last year, there was going to be a $600 stimulus check, but it wasn't coming. And I said, hey, you need to apply and get the big money that's available out there for rent. And I show viewers how to apply. And that's how Tyrone and his family 4 out of Boston got $15,000 of rent in Boston, when it was hard to get rent in Boston in December. And he paid all his rent from December to the new year. Then when I launched Purple Hawks in January, I said, hey, third stimulus is passing. It's a $14 stimulus check. But don't be focused on the $14 stimulus check. Focus on the $10, $20, $30, $40,000 money right now, not 5 weeks from now, not 5 months from now is how I said it, that are available under third stimulus. And that's what Purple Hawks did. They realized, wait a second, the big money in this third stimulus package is application-based. And with that, they started to apply. They started to realize, wait a second, I can get $30,000. I can get money for rent. I can get multiple sums of money. These monies are huge in here. They're far more than a $14 stimulus check. They'll pay my bills for months. In the case of one viewer, for several years. I can apply and get this big sum of money. And Purple Hawks understood how to pounce and get that big money. So consider becoming a member right now, because guess what? Fourth stimulus will be much of that same application-based stimulus. And with that, let's go into the final 15 minutes of this video, starting right now with the breaking news. Deal done. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. The recon is likely to pass because it's easy breezy going forward. I'm going to go over first the nuances of the recon, and then I'm going to go over the voting process. Then I'm going to go over the substance, and then I'm going to go over personal message. First, done deal. It's going to pass because the recon is easy breezy. We had a first stimulus package this big, second, third, this big, and this one is this big. Much bigger. When all the prior stimulus packages were nearly 90-80% for corporations, this is 100% for checks for you. There's a lot of room for stimulus checks in there. But the vast majority of the money in the recon is application-based stimulus. So if you're with me in spring of last year when I help you get the application approved for EIDL loans, or a second stimulus fall of last year, I help you get the application for rent, or a third stimulus where you're getting the money for rent, utilities, food, or internet, you've learned how to apply. Pick up the phone and apply for big money. And you've learned the skills as a viewer of this channel, because when forced stimulus becomes law, that is where the big money will be had. Now, we don't have the bill yet, but we have some of the proposals, some of what they encourage to have included, and they're incredible sums of money. And I'm really loving how some people are saying, how do I get that money for dental? I want to apply. That's Purple Hawk on Fleek. That's Purple Hawk on a couple of Red Bull shots. That's like, I want to get the money before it's law yet. Yeah, it's not law yet, but I love the encouragement, ready to pounce. So here we go. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break checks. Cheaper prescription medication checks. Then we have free internet checks. Then we have farmers checks and lots of checks for workers and seniors. Checks for workers, like independent contractors, bargaining rights, and checks for seniors, dental, vision checks, hearing care checks, lower eligibility checks, and clean energy checks. All right, let's cut over to the voting process. The voting process is going to go easier, quicker, and simpler than we originally thought. The recon procedural passed in the Senate last week. Next stop is the House. It's going to pass in a blink of the eye. You heard earlier in this video why. Because the price tag of $3.5 trillion has already been agreed upon by the House Democrats. They already agreed upon this before we started. So they're not going to change on what they already said they're going to do. It's done. So then we go into the next stop, which is recon substantive. So recon procedural will be easy. Then they go to recon substantive. Remember, the President of the United States makes very clear that you have to send him both the recon and the bipartisan at the same time. Let's go over the voting steps and why starting on the House may be really fascinating. So we have a firm confirmed date from Steny Hoyer that 8/23 will be the recon procedural vote in the House. Then we have a 9/15 firm date given to us by Chuck Schumer that the recon substantive will be voted on. But we have a proposal, hence an asterisk for the word H, that it would start on the House side. I love the House side. Why is this great, in my opinion? Because the House subcommittee writes the bill. Number two, the House members always give more money. Number three, the House is mostly progressives. They spend more money. Number four, I like progressives starting first because then when it goes to the vote-a-rama on the Senate, they can add more money on top of that. I like it just starting on the House side. I think it makes more sense. 9/30 is a proposed, not a confirmed date, but a proposed date to get the recon done. All right, that brings us then to recon substantive. Recon substantive, how to spend the money. Remember, they're promising you a lot of money, so you have to ensure that they keep their promises to you, and that's why Seats for Stimulus has been working. Remember to spell it right. I've seen a lot of fascinating spellings for stimulus with an A, with two I's. It's just, I know it's a hard word. Stimulus, and it's not sirloin stimulus like MOO. No, that's for the cows. Hashtag Seats for Stimulus. You go on social media and tag your elected officials saying, you know what? You better give us the right stimulus or we're taking your seats. And it's working because 6 House seats are up for grabs in the November election. Those House members are already campaigning this week. They see this legislation looming and they know not to mess up this legislation because they will lose their seat. So make it very clear to them. Your seat or our stimulus. Then Senate. 34 of 100 seats are up for grabs in the Senate next year. So really make your message loud and clear across the board. Again, the president says you have to send him both recon and procedural, recon and roads and bridges at the same time on his desk. Finally, I'm really excited for you because I've seen the big change of focus of viewers who are really laser focused on understanding there's big sums of money out there. You know, this channel launched in April last year when EIDL applications needed assistance. No one was helping people on their application. So I launched a video saying, here, I can help you on getting your application approved that's currently locked up in a vortex. Then PUA was about to go live in the nation on April 28th. No one had heard about it. I had heard about it here in California. On April 25th, this channel went live. I said, this is this thing called PUA is about to go live. Let me explain you how you do PUA. You have to apply on the UI first side and get denied and then go over to PUA. There was a lot of application videos. How do you apply? How do you do the questions? How do you get the answers solved? Over the next few months, that's what we did on this channel. And along the way, somewhere in the mix, there became sort of a certain relaxed nature that some people got, that everything would become everything would become automatic in this government. You could just sit back and hold that donut in the hand and money would just automatically come. And that never was the case when stimulus started. When first stimulus started, most of the stuff in there that was massive was application based. Whether it was unemployment or EIDL or PPP or any of these things, PUA or FPUC, they were all application based. You had to apply. If you said the wrong things, you didn't get approved. And that's why people were laser focused on this channel. Well, I'm really excited for you because now people have realized, wait a second. I got a $1,400 third stimulus check, but I never got this money for rent. I never got the money for utilities. I never got the money for SNAP. And I'm not going to give up because I may have picked up the phone and called one time and I got no. Now you realize that it's a yes. It was like 2 mornings ago when that one viewer was on the live chat from Mississippi. He said, I called up one place in Mississippi. They said no. And then 3 people in the live chat said, no, I'm from Mississippi. I got paid rent. Let me tell you where you get it. I love that I tune into a live chat and the first questions are people saying, I'm having problems finding rent in. Does anyone know the answer? That's the spirit of the Purple Power people, because now people realize, wait a second. I should not have to pay for my rent if the federal government wants to pay for it on the stimulus package. These are enormous sums of money. This is not 1 month of rent. This is rent whether you're a single individual or adult. This is massive sums of money. I should get this money. I should get this SNAP. I should get this utilities. And I love how people are now laser focused on this because the focus is getting these big sums of money. And this is what's happening, is that if you got those sums of money, at least one of them, maybe just SNAP, from picking up the phone and you got it approved, then you've done it. You've learned the skill set. You now can conquer fourth stimulus. You can if you conquered third stimulus with just one item approved because you picked up the phone and you used the internet and you got it yourself, you know how to conquer fourth stimulus, because fourth stimulus is going to be mostly application based and it's going to be fortunes. And that is why I'm so excited for you, because when fourth stimulus passes and the Purple Hawks and you pounce, then you're going to realize, wait a second, I see how he did this. We were all prepared to learn the skill set of how to pounce when things are application based. And elsewhere, where people are holding a donut, sitting in their chair saying, what day is it automatically come into my direct deposit account and how do I track my direct deposit account? Those people are going to look at us and say, oh, those people are ready. They were ready to pounce. They understood how to get these bigger sums of money. Finally, a personal message, which I've been delivering on a couple of videos, and I'll do it for a few more days, is the following. I value your safety, and I value you get information. Over the last year, a lot of YouTube channels, almost all of them, have tried to battle against, strange external influences dropping into the comments, not the comments of the video, but the comments of the page of each video, where someone, says, WhatsApp me, send me some money to some foreign country, let me buy you some crypto in a foreign country and some strange platform. These external bad influencers, we all try to block them, but they always come back. They impersonate the owners of the channel. They do everything across the board. And we tried every way to block them, and it's been hard. Along the way, we've also had to deal with people that may jump in the comments and say something like, oh, you're 65 years old. There's no money for people over 65 years old. And then someone may believe it because that very bad person took a lot of pleasure in telling people over 65 years old the government doesn't give you any money, which is totally untrue. So we've tried to do different things, and I found the best place and the happiest place for all of us in the last few days, which is holding comments underneath the video unless for review. So if you're a member, your comments will likely get approved. If you're a subscriber, some of the comments may get approved. And if you're not a subscriber, not a member, your comments will not get approved. There's thousands of comments on a particular video, so it's hard to clear all the comments. But I value this because I value your safety. I value that you get the correct information. Because here we are as we go into fourth stimulus. Here's what you need to know. For everyone that was told all these months, oh, there's nothing in there but roads and bridges, wrong. There's nothing in there but for children, wrong. There's nothing in there for single people, wrong. There's nothing in there for people who are employed, wrong. There's nothing in there. All that nothing's in there has sort of gone away. And now we can stay focused on learning how to pounce and get the big sum of money. If you're a senior, if you're a single person, if you wear a red shirt, if you're in front of a surfboard, if you have pink orchids behind you, you can get this money. You learn the skill set on the third stimulus, you pounce today. You pick up the phone, you call that phone, as Tina and Sandy said in two chats 2 nights ago. I'm going to pick up the phone on Monday. I called one, I got a no, I'm going to pick it up and do it again. I want you to pick up that phone and call and get that money for rent and utilities. Because when fourth stimulus pounces and it becomes law, it's going to be mostly application based. And as a Purple Hawk, you're going to know how to get that big money, and everyone's going to say, how did you learn all this? And you'll just smile. And with that, stay informed, stay focused, and stay very informed. And join me next on Overnight's Crypto. This video will automatically take you there. You don't have to lift a finger for that one. That's automatic. And then join me on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube. Recognize what you're part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you learn about all this big information across the board. Stay informed, stay focused. Have a beautiful early mornings broadcast and a whole big early mornings. I'll see you throughout the day this Monday, and stay with me all week. There's going to be a lot of breaking news. Stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA.